Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 8 of VF804. The end of the quarter is fast approaching, and I hope we're all hanging in there. I know this is a time when many of us begin to lose steam. And once again, just want to express my gratitude for all the discussion posts that you have all shared from week 7. Appreciate you all engaging in this very provocative and often, not often discussed topic of spiritual dryness and the dark night of the soul. And again, my goal isn't necessarily to push you towards a specific conclusion about experiences of spiritual dryness. Indeed, I think a lot of these experiences, and it sounds like several of us have gone through them ourselves, they're perplexing, they're mysterious, they often defy resolution. And my hope in discussing this together was to normalize these experiences, to draw distinctions between perhaps different forms of experiences that might feel like dark night of the soul, whenever it's appropriate or possible, even, and to invite us to reflect a bit more deeply on their potential meaning. Their meaning in our own lives if we have experienced them ourselves, and or the meaning of these seasons as we accompany and support others who are going through experiences like this. For this week, we're going to be discussing the topic of ministry stress and reviewing some of the research literature on some of the factors that contribute to stress, specifically within the ministry context. And as you'll find, I think many of these factors that contribute to stress apply as well to the academic context, especially within Christian academia. And I'm also going to invite you to read an article that speaks to the interrelatedness between, our family of origin stress, our mental health, our physical health, and even our financial stress. I'm hoping that this might help us reflect on just how the multifold sources of stress that we might experience and how they might interact with each other and compound one on top of the other. For example, I can't tell you how much my experience of stress changed and improved when I finally finished graduate school and started earning some money instead of paying a lot of money to go to school. This topic of ministry stress, and next week, the following week, we're going to talk about burnout. This is very much at the center of my research and my work here at Fuller as the Penner Chair for the Formation of Emotionally Healthy Leaders. Often when I write and speak on this topic, I will share that before I became a psychologist, I was a pastor first. And in fact, I'm still a pastor part-time of a local congregation here in Fullerton, California. And I think it's fair to say that I am a psychologist today, largely because of what I experienced as a pastor several decades ago. And again, as we enter onto these final weeks of the quarter, I know that many of us might be feeling as though we're running out of steam. And if that's the case for you, you're welcome to pause 1 week from discussion posts and or just kind of lightly skim the readings. That's totally okay with me. This is just a 1 unit course, and I think it would be ironic in a not so helpful way if this course, which is designed to talk about our emotional formation, actually contributes to your emotional malformation. So I want to encourage you guys to take care of yourselves, and really don't hesitate to reach out if some flexibility this week or next week or so on can be helpful. The discussion prompts that we'll be replying to this week are as follows. What are your reactions to research finding that one of the leading causes of ministry stress is actually relational conflict with other people in the ministry? I personally wouldn't be surprised if this was actually the same in academia, that relational conflict with other academics and other professors is a significant, if not the most significant source of ministry stress. I I think leading faculty is much like herding cats, in my opinion. Um, much more to say on that, perhaps at another context. Another prompt that you can consider replying to or responding to is what systemic factors about ministry and or the academic context do you feel make it particularly vulnerable for relational conflict and stress? Another prompt you can consider is, while we are in the midst of doctoral studies, what can be done to prepare ourselves to cultivate greater resilience to these different kinds of stresses, and their negative impact on our physical health. And then finally, are there other sources of ministry stress that has not yet been adequately acknowledged in the research literature to date, or in our discussions in class? I'm sure there are many, and I would be eager to hear your thoughts and your perspective as well. Last, before we close, just wanted to also share a reminder that as we approach the end of this quarter, the one final reflection paper is the due date for that is looming. It's due I think the Friday or of the week of finals. So there's still plenty of time between now and then. But as you write those papers, I'll be inviting you to choose to read one book from cover to cover out of a number of possible selections, in addition to Klassen and Clark's, in my opinion, classic chapter on trauma-informed care, introducing people to what trauma-informed care is. And this final reflection paper is going to be split in half, with the first half of this paper largely just being a invitation for you to articulate and synthesize what trauma-informed care is, like what its purpose is, what are its core principles, what are its definitions, maybe talking a little bit about trauma as well, and how it's defined and how some of the ways it might impact people's lives. And so this first half is really just synthesizing reading and learning that you may have even known before class, but you're revisiting in this class just to solidify and consolidate that information. And the second half of that paper is the application and the contextualization of of this information on trauma-informed care onto church and Christian ministry contexts, whether they might be past contexts, present contexts, or perhaps even anticipated future contexts. And there's a variety of different directions you can take. I offer a number of bullet points, no less than 10, that you can consider. Don't feel like you don't have to cover all of them. Feel free to pick and choose the few that you would love to dive deeper in. And if it's not included, if there's another direction that you might have in mind to explore, you're more than welcome to incorporate that as well. And my hope is that this paper will be less of a burden and more of an opportunity and invitation to reflect more deeply and to, on your past or present or future ministry contexts, and to engage how those contexts can be more attuned to many of the mental health realities, to the mental health realities of the leaders, as well as the various members and stakeholders within those contexts. Take good care, and see you soon.